Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel HK Unique World. I hope you are well and you are watching my videos. Those who are my the followers and those who are watching my video, please my special request to you, please subscribe my channel and through the comments and give the likes. Today I would like to talk about a great empire. So how did it fall? It is the Roman empires which was the best, but it becomes gradually very weak day by day. So this empire actually faced terrible situations after the Marcus Aurelius, who was the great emperor. From 200 times years, long periods after the Pax Romana has finished, the times the civil turmoils and other problems were arising at the times. So the times the economy of the conditions of the Roman empires was gradually crumbling and weakening, and most of this the locals and the common peoples were facing terrific situations for want of and the crisis of the monies. So they have decided to make uprisings against the rulers. Unlike otherwise, the military leaders and the military persons, they are also taking the full preparation to capture, to occupy the thrones. So that's why they were in civil wars for capturing powers and other things. So in this way, the best empire was actually weakening, and there was inter-conflicts between them. However, there was a great emperor was appeared at the times. He was the Diocletian, the great emperor who had made some reforms. After taking the powers, he actually decided to divide this vast Roman empire into two halves. The one half is Western empire and another is Eastern empire. So in this way, he actually divided the Roman empires in the two sides. And he took the positions to the Eastern empires, which was actually Byzantines areas near about the Bosphorus Straits. Strategically was very important, and also for the defense and trade and commerce matters, because that was the breeze and the fantastic connections between these areas. So however, that was really a great things. And the Western empire was also took the powers with the co-rulers. In this way, he has divided the empires of the Romans. So in this way, actually he consolidated his powers to the Easterns, and he took the reforms and thought that this would be the best decisions to divide. However, so when the time came, the 305 BC, and he willingly retiring from his positions, and during his times, the most important thing was that the minor Christians people were seriously persecuted by the Roman soldiers and Roman peoples, and that's why he was a little bit of the disputed persons. After his reigns, he didn't find the real successors. And after his days, the four competitors were fighting to occupy the thrones or to be the emperors. Among of them was who was the best. He was Constantine the Great, who was a great young ambitious leaders of the military. So he actually captured the power and took the positions of the Eastern Empire of Roman, and also taken the power of the West. So however, he actually united these two divided empires into ones, and he moved his capitals from Rome to the Byzantines, later which was known the Constantinople after the name of his eventually. So in this way, he actually consolidated his power into the Constantinople, and the Constantinople was a gorgeous capital city of the Romans, but Later, this capital city and also the Eastern empires also enjoying the great times. However, since the Western Empire was facing the terrible peoples like the Huns coming from the Mongol areas, Mongoloid areas. Attila was really the great threats directly for the Roman emperors, and that's why the Attila actually attacked to the Western empires and also the Easterns, and hundreds and thousands of people are joining with him, and he actually destroyed near about 70 cities. He tried to capture the Rome, but being failed because that time the famine and diseases were available at the times. He tried also to capture the Eastern Roman empires, but was failed due to the huge wall, and they didn't break the siege and didn't break the wall. So that's why the Attila was completely failed. However, the Western Roman empire was totally collapsed by the attack of the Germanic barbarous peoples, those who captured and occupied this vast these empires, and it was the last Western Roman emperor was the Romulus Augustulus, and 476 the Western Roman became the emperor Lais. So, however, in this way the Western Roman Empire was collapsed. However, according to this or to the Eastern Roman empires were survived near about later 1000, more than 1000 years, and it was the time for 1453 by the attack of the Ottoman Turkeys actually destroys the city and captures the Constantinople, and it became the Istanbul. And from that sense that the peoples of the Constantinople were fled to the Greece and to the Italy, and that the time they actually started or began the new era. It's called the Renaissance period. So in this way the first Roman Empire were actually crumbles and actually finished by different kinds of reasons. However, so the Romans had the great contributions in the history of the world, because the Greco-Roman cultures was remarkable at the time, and at the time so they also took some strategy and some beautifications from the Greeks. They had the much contribution in the art, cultures and history. Tacitus was the great histories, and in the literatures the Virgil was a great epic writer and epic poets. He wrote the Aeneas, which was the description of the Romance hero, like the Homers, who wrote the another Iliad and Odyssey, the epic, which was actually a description of the Trojan Wars. However, the Romans also introduced the Western world's different kinds of cultures and the language, like the Latins and the Greek languages, and other contributions they had. So, to be the modern civilizations of the Western peoples, the Western civilization actually built up by the basis of the Roman civilization. So, in this way the Roman civilization actually trace the ending history, still its remnants or the remains still to be found here. The great creations are the significant symbols of the Colosseums of Italy and also the Pompeii city. So, that was the glorious history of the Roman and the tragic downfalls of the vast empire.